completed all our introductory part till last lecture. We will continue with new Kent's repertory. The Kent repertory, it is most important repertory. It is practically is also very useful repertory, and in clinics most of the physician they are using this repertory because of its plan and construction. It was very well and it was easy to find out the rubrics or symptoms with the help of this repertory. So this repertory was usually uh, most useful in the clinics. Now all of you cover the life history of Dr. Kent in philosophy of organon and philosophy. Anyone knows about Dr. Kent's history, life history? Yes, in short, who will tell me about life history of Dr. Kent? What is the full name of Dr. Kent? Anyone knows? Yes or no? If you don't know, I will explain you. Let me know you anyone knows about Dr. Kent or not. Yes, Abhijit.
James
Yes,
Tyler
Priyanka.
Cancer.
Yes, you are not audible properly, Priyanka. You have completed Kent history, life history of Dr. Kent in philosophy, organon and philosophy. Am I right?
Ma'am, James Taylor Kent,
Very good.
full
His
name.
full name is Dr. James Tyler Kent. And anyone knows about his life history in short? Yes, Abhishek.
Ma'am,
Yes, Pradnya. Yes, you are not audible, Pradnya. Okay, without wasting time, I will explain. Yes, anyone want to explain? Pradnya? Sorry, you are not audible. Okay, so the full name of Dr. Kent is James Tyler Kent. He was professor of anatomy at American Medical College of St. Louis, and he was hard-working doctor as well as he was a professor of anatomy. Once his wife fell ill in about 1878, and at that time whatever the medical facility is available, whatever the medical treatments are available, they tried all the treatments, but she did not respond either to any treatment, either eclectic or allopathic mode of treatment or any other mode of treatment which is present at that time. But she was cured with homeopathic medicine. And after recovery of her from her illness, Dr. Kent, he developed interest in homeopathy, and after going through all the literatures present on homeopathy before his time, he converted towards homeopathy and he completely devoted himself to study homeopathy. And after some days, within a short period of time, within a short period of time, he became a famous teacher as well as a homeopathic practitioner. As he himself devoted for the study of homeopathy, he studied all the material which were present before his time, and after studying, he became a famous teacher as well as a famous homeopathy practitioner. Before his time or during his time, many physicians they are using Boning-Hussein's repertory, Lippe's repertory because they were present at his time, Boning-Hussein's and Lippe's repertory, and they were commonly used. Many other repertories are also present, but Lippe's repertory and Dr. Boning-Hussein's repertories they were commonly used for working out the cases for finding out the similimum. And as those repertories were commonly used, he went through those repertories, Lippe's repertory and Boning-Hussein's repertories, and also Bigler's diary, Minton's diseases of women, Jar's repertory, which were present before his time. He liked form and characteristics of Lippe's repertory, but not satisfied with rubrics as well as number of medicines used in those repertories, because though there were present many medicines, but they used very few number of medicines in the repertories, as well as the rubrics are also not properly arranged, not elaborated rubrics, or very few rubrics are there. So he was not satisfied. Dr. Kent, when he go through those repertories, he was not satisfied with the number of rubrics or arrangement of rubrics as well as number of medicines used in those repertories. His repertory, which was first published, then he write down his own index of symptom because he was not satisfied with the repertories present before his time, and he was writing his own index of symptom. He was completed it in about 1897, and his index of symptom or his repertory, which was published in 1897, which consists of about 1428 pages, as well as in his repertory he added many or large number of new rubrics, as well as many other many medicines other than Dr. Lippe and Dr. Boning-Hussein. So in his repertory, he added many rubrics, he added many medicines, and his repertory is having about 1428 pages. His repertory is based on generals, and it is helpful to work out cases which are based on his principle, that is philosophy of deductive logic, that is from general to particular. As he was giving importance to general symptom, his repertory is also constructed based on his principles, based on the concept for which he is giving more importance, that is general to particular. And his repertory, Kant's repertory, it was having about 37 sections. Actually, there are 33 sections, but the urinary organs, this section is having four subsections, or including urinary organ, there are total five subsections, that is urinary organs, bladder, kidney, prostate gland, urethra, and urine. So by counting all these subsections of urinary organ, there are about 37 total sections or chapters in this repertory, and about 648 drugs which are present in the whole repertory. And its arrangement is, it was well arranged, and the prescriber or the physician, homeopathic physician, they became very familiar and familiar to its arrangements, to the terminologies which are used in this repertory. And this book, the Kent Repertory, it was very much practical. It was very easy to use. So this become famous. The Kent's work, it become famous, and chapters, all the 37 chapters in this repertory, they are arranged according to the Hahnemannian scheme, according to the anatomical division of the body from head to foot, as well as there is the first section in this repertory is mind. As Dr. Kane, he gave importance to mental symptoms. So the first section, first chapter in this repertory is mind, and the last chapter in this repertory is generalities. And this generalities chapter, it consists of general symptoms irrespective of anatomical location, and this chapter also contains general modalities. So most of the general symptoms, general modalities, they are we found in this generalities section, which is the last section in this repertory. As Dr. Kent's work, as we discussed just now, that it is very practical, it is very easy to refer, so it become very, it was appreciated worldwide, and it was used by most of the homeopathic physicians. And as the first edition which received worldwide appreciation, Dr. Kent, at the time of his death, he left three handwritten copies of Kent Repertory and corrected copies for the third edition of the repertory. And one copy out of these, it become manuscripts, one copy of these manuscripts, which was with Dr. Etherhard and Karl, which are from Chicago, and they published it as a third edition, which was published in 1924, nearly 8 years after death of Dr. Kent. So the third edition of Kent Repertory, which was published 8 years after the death of Dr. Kent in 1924, and other two copies which were with Dr. F. E. Gladwin and Dr. J. S. Cook for the purpose of proof correction. The third edition, which was published by Eberhard and Karl, it was again revised, compared, and corrected with written corrected copy of Kent. The successive fourth and fifth editions were published with the help of Dr. Gladwin and Dr. Clare Lewis Kent and Dr. Perez Smith in 1935 and 1945 respectively. So, after publication of after 8 years after death of Dr. Kent, the third edition was published by Eberhard and Karl. Then Dr. Gladwin and Dr. Cook, they revised that third edition. They corrected the handwritten copy of Dr. Kent, and successively the fourth and fifth editions, they were published in 1935 and 1945 with help of Dr. Gladwin, Dr. Perez Smith, and Dr. Clare Lewis Kent. So in this way, the fourth and fifth editions it was get published. The sixth American edition, which was published in 1957, while the sixth Indian edition came out in 1961. And in this sixth edition, it was also corrected, and a revised version of Kent was published in May 1974 under certain unusual circumstances. Dr. Perez Smith, he was going through this work word by word and found many mistakes in the form of omissions, grading of medicines, and arrangement of rubrics in both Indian as well as in American editions. And he again corrected it with the help of original work of Dr. Kent. But after he completed his correction, unfortunately, the corrected copy it was get stolen when it was ready for publication. So when he was completed all his correction work and the copy was ready for publication, unfortunately it was get stolen. Dr. Diwan Harishchand, of he was a well-known practitioner homeopathic practitioner at Delhi, and he also was well known for his contribution in buying the stolen, handwritten, and corrected copy. He buy that stolen and handwritten copy, which was completed by Dr. Perez Smith, and he buy that stolen copy and give his contribution to homeopathy. And that edition, it was supposed to be the seventh revised first edition or final general repertory of Dr. Kent. So it is called as final general repertory of Dr. Kent. In this way, one by one, all his editions it was get published. Then contributions of Dr. Kent. As Dr. Kent, he was very studious. He go through or he study the homeopathy in detail. He became a well-known homeopathic practitioner at that time. So he gave many contributions to homeopathy. He gave a new concept of using high potency so to the homeopathy. So Kent became famous as high potency homeopath. He advocated the use of 30, 200, 1M, 50M, CM, DM, MM potencies made on centesimal scale. So before his time, many homeopaths they are not using high potencies, and first time Dr. Kent he advocated the use of higher potencies, and he showed the results by using the higher potencies. So he advocated the use of 30, 200, 1M, 50M, CM, DM, and MM potencies to the homeopathy, which are made on centesimal scale. Then Dr. Kent introduced the doctrine of series in degrees. He discovered the law of vital action and reaction. Then he proved many new medicines which he described in his books, new remedies, clinical cases, lesser writings, aphorisms, and precepts. So, in this way, there are many contributions of Dr. Kent to homeopathy. As the first and most important contribution of Dr. Kent is high potency. He advocated the use of high potencies which are made on centesimal scale. He himself first used high potencies and give results to the patient, and then he advocated to use the high potencies. Dr. Kent introduced some new doctrines, some new concepts to homeopathy, that is, series in degrees, law of vital action and reaction. Then he proved many cases on himself, on other people, which are very well explained when you go through his Materia Medica, when you go through his books like New Remedies, Clinical Cases, Lesser Writings, Aphorisms, and Precepts, then you you can able to know that which medicines he proved, which new medicines he proved, and in how detailed way he write down the materia medica. In it was a very useful. Kant's materia medica, it was also very much useful. So when you go through all his books, then you get a very well explained materia medica. So in this way, this is all the introductory part of Kent repertory. How Dr. Kent, as he was a professor of anatomy at American College, then how he converted towards homeopathy, then which incidents happen, which developed interest in homeopathy, then how he devoted himself for the homeopathy, and how he become a well-known homeopathic practitioner. Then as he go through all the repertories, he liked the plan construction of lipase repertories, but he was not satisfied with any repertories which were present before his time due to less number of rubrics, less number of medicines which were used in those repertories. So he write down his own index of symptoms, and which was published in 1897. That was nothing but Kent Repertory, which contained about 648 remedies having 37 sections and consist of about 1428 pages. This repertory is based on philosophy of deductive logic. So the philosophy of Dr. Kent, which is based on deductive logic. So this repertory is also arranged according to Kant's philosophy, that is from general to particular. The construction of this repertory is also according to his philosophy. Then we discuss how this repertory became famous and how it was appreciated worldwide. So about seven editions, six editions which was get published. The first it was published, the first repertory, it was published in 1897. Then after death of Dr. Kent, the third edition which was published in about 1924 with the help of Etherhart and Karl. Then this third edition, which was corrected by Dr. Gladwin and Cook, and the corrected copy of Kent edition, the corrected editions, corrected copies which are published as fourth and fifth edition in 1935 and 1945 respectively, with the help of Dr. Gladwin, Dr. Cook, Dr. Clare Lewis Kent, and with the help of all these people, the fourth and fifth edition, it was get published. Then sixth American edition, which was published in 1957. Sixth Indian edition, which was published in 1961. Then revised version of Kent. It was published in May 1974. When Dr. Perez Smith he go through the sixth edition, he found many mistakes. He go through that edition word by word, and he detected many mistakes in it, in the form of omissions in the grading of medicine, then arrangement of rubrics in both Indian and American edition, and so he corrected that mistakes or that lacunas, and unfortunately that corrected copy it was get stolen, and it was published. It was with the help of Diwan Harishchand. He was successful in buying the stolen handwritten copy, and it was nothing but the seventh edition or revised first edition or final general repertory of Kent. So in this way, this is all introductory part, how the different editions it was get published, and Dr. Kent, there are many contributions of Dr. Kent to homeopathy. As he became high potency homeopath, he advocated use of high potencies from 30 to potencies. He introduced many doctrines, many new concepts to homeopathy like series in degrees, law of vital action reaction. He proved many new medicines and which was described in his books like New Remedies, Clinical Cases, Lesser Writings, Aphorism and Precepts. So in this way, in this lecture, we completed almost all introductory part of Dr. Kent's repertory in short.